Good morning. I'm Boris Zukov. We are here, a part of the Brother Mitch Love Network, aired on one showing of YouTube. Today's talking points: how I met Bill Murray. Our guest today is David Cook. Welcome, David.
Hello, Boris.
So tell us, where were you when you met him?
Well, I was in the Green Bay Airport in Wisconsin, and I was flying to Ukraine, and I went into the security area and into the vending machine area, and there was somebody sitting alone in the area, and he looked kind of familiar, but I couldn't recognize who he was. I wasn't quite sure. So I walked in there and filled up a little empty bottle of water that I had. You can't get through security with water, so I brought an empty bottle.
What kind of clothes was he wearing?
Casual, very casual. It was like incognito.
Okay. And now you were in the Green Bay Airport. That would make sense that Bill Murray could be there since he is a Bears fan, and it was football season about 2008, correct?
Yes, but it was September 2008, but the Bears were not playing the Packers.
Oh.
No. It was a Vikings-Packer game.
Interesting.
And that's why he flew into Green Bay, to see that game.
And we know Bill Murray from being a SNL alumni cast, Stripes, and Groundhog's Day. Do you have any favorite movies that he was in?
Well, I have not watched all the movies that Bill Murray's been in, but Ghostbusters, Stripes, Groundhog Day, those are the...
Ghostbusters, yes.
Those are the best ones, I think.
Back to the airport and the vending machine. Were you on the same flight with Bill Murray?
Yes, everybody in that secured area was going on one aircraft.
Oh.
So it wasn't like a multiple terminal. Green Bay is actually quite small, so it was just one plane flying out of that area.
When you first saw him, how long did it take for you to react that it was Bill Murray?
Well, I never really recognized him until I sat down next to him and he said hello.
Uh-huh.
And then I recognized his voice, and I just immediately was shocked, and I said, "Hello, Bill," and then we immediately started talking, and he didn't buy anything from the vending machine. I don't know if he was drinking anything or not, but he was just sitting there alone. So no entourage.
Now, were you like the paparazzi and hounding him?
No,
or were you calling?
I think he would have acted much differently if I would have been aggressive like that. But no, I didn't ask for any autographs or pictures. I was just BS'd with him like just a common
man.
person.
You just respected him.
Yeah. No, I think he would have reacted poorly if I would have been snapping pictures and, you know, kind of like that security guard taking pictures of Barack Obama. It didn't go over too well.
That's interesting. I wonder what conversation you might have had with him.
Well, getting over the initial reaction of seeing Bill Murray, he calmed me down a little bit by sprinkling stardust on me.
Sprinkling stardust.
Yeah, just kind of like that.
Okay.
And it worked. I felt blessed ever since I received that.
Ever since, do you hear that, Bill Murray? Ever since he had the stardust, he's been blessed.
Yeah.
So, Bill Murray changing the world.
One person at a time.
That's right.
So.
Now, what did he say to you? Anything?
Well, we just BS'd for a while, and we got on the topic of Afghanistan.
Oh.
I mentioned to him that I was there supporting the troops back in 2004 to 2006, and he said, oh, he was really interested in going there.
Uh-huh.
And after receiving the stardust, I figured I was at a point where I could give him some advice. and told him that he should, get in contact with the USO and fly out there and support the troops like, many people have, such as Robin Williams and other.
Sure, Bob Hope.
Well, Bob Hope.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bob Hope was too old to go to Afghanistan,
Yeah.
but he might have been dead at the time. But I know Bill Murray wanted to go out there, but not generally to support the troops. I don't know what his plans actually were, but.
Were you sitting right next to him or across from him?
Well, very close. He was at a table next to the wall, and then I was at a table just right across from him. So I sat down all my luggage, and see, I didn't have any check-in luggage. I just had a carry-on.
And now Bill Murray helped you with something. What was that he said he would help you with?
Right. Well, over the loudspeaker that. It was announced that the flight crew overslept and were just leaving their hotel, and Bill Murray said, "Wow, I never heard that before." But
no,
and so he was kind of worried about his connection from. We were flying to Detroit, so he was connecting to a plane that went to New York. So then he was going to run up and check on his flight, and I said, "Well, Bill, can you check on mine?" And he goes, "Well, where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going to Ukraine." And he says, "The Ukraine?" And I said, "Yes." And so I said, "Can you check to make sure my flight's not interrupted by this?"
Sure.
And so he left, and about 5 minutes later he came back and he says, "Both of our flights have, 2 hours in between, so everybody thought it'd be fine."
Well, it makes sense that he was going to Detroit and then New York, because I have heard he has a place in upstate New York.
Yeah, well, I did ask him where he lived, and he said New York. Yeah.
Good. And now, how long did you have to wait for your flight with him?
Well, we were BSing for about 5 minutes prior to the announcement, so probably all in all, anywhere from, I'd say generally 20 minutes.
Wow.
So to me that announcement was great, because that means more Bill Murray time.
Yes.
Because he had no entourage, and he was, I guess he was comfortable talking with me.
And you were headed to Ukraine. All right.
Yeah, and after my trip to Ukraine, a couple years later, I got another opportunity to go to Afghanistan, and I spent another 22 months in Afghanistan. And I must admit, I did not see Bill Murray in Afghanistan during those 22 months. So, Bill, why didn't you go?
Yes.
You wanted to go, but you didn't go. Now, I did give him some advice that it's Afghanistan is not a place for a tourist.
Right.
People shouldn't be playing games, and because they're going to get killed over there eventually. So hopefully,
incredible.
Hopefully,
what a meeting.
Hopefully he decided against it, but.
All right.
Yeah. So just a little bit more Bill Murray trivia. I guess he was divorced just earlier that same year, just a few months before I met him, and he was kind of hitting on the airline chick, So I didn't want to get involved. I entered the tunnel to the plane, and I stopped, and I was going to say goodbye to Bill Murray, like anybody should, but he was up on top of the tunnel talking to the lady who was checking us in, and I just gave him a wave and never actually said a decent goodbye to him. So.
Oh well. Farewell, Bill Murray.
Yeah. So goodbye, Bill, and I hope you make it to Afghanistan one day.
Great, great. Well, we've been listening to Talking Points. I'm Boris Zukov. We are on the Brother Mitch Love YouTube network. This will be aired one showing. And David, thank you so much for sharing all your great Bill Murray experience.
It was a pleasure.
And we wish you many more great travels and hope